Thanks for watching Film Buff. Really, honestly, it's fucking great.
How's it going, everyone? It is time for Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 3, Episode 2. Man, quite an episode. But before I go any further, I need to thank all the amazing patrons. Thank you so much for the amazing support. Thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And a reminder to anyone else, if you would like full-length reactions to Season 3, check out the Patreon. And then there's going to be early access and full-length for the next anime. You know, that poll is already on. So, you know, check out the poll. There's some great shows on there. But it looks like, you know, it's going to be either Full Metal Alchemist or Death Note. So, you know, check it out. I'm excited to, you know, I'm just excited for more anime, to be honest. But yeah, you know, like I said, Episode 2 was amazing. Especially that ending, you know, the final 5 minutes of that episode are just breathless, man. Going into the end credits, some major things came out of that, and I'm just excited to, you know, get right back into another episode. So yeah, let's do it. The royal family.
夜になると誰かが馬車で迎えに来て派手に着飾った母を乗せて町に行きました。ある日私は好奇心から母に抱きついてみることにしました。母がどんな顔をするか興味があったのです。お母さん結果は突き飛ばされただけでしたが、母が私に何かをしたことは初めてだったので、私にはそれが嬉しかった。
こいつを殺す勇気が私にあれば。
それが母が私に発した最初の言葉。それ以来母は家を出て他の場所で暮らし始めました。私は初めて父と会いました。
はじめまして、ヒストリア。私はロッド・レイス。君の父親だ。
This guy is a big deal.
この土地を治める領主の名前を名乗り。
困りますな、レイス卿。このようなも
のをいただ
きたい。ウォールマリアが破られたことで不安に襲われましたか？お
母さん、違う。私はこの子の母親ではありません。私とは何の関係もありません。
お母
さん。お前さえ産まなければ。
それが母の最後の言葉でした。私も殺されそうになる直前で父はある提案をしました。ここよりずっと遠くの地でつつましく生きるのであれば見逃してやってはどうかと。
君の名はクリスタ・レンズだ。お前こそ王家の血を引く者だからだ。
I've been talking about that for so long.
そうだよ、ヒストリア。私たちレイスケこそが本当の王家。そしてお前こそが人類を救うことのできる唯一の存在なんだよ。信じていたのに。
サニス、彼は何も話していない。っていうか何の質問もしてないんだ。ラルフはナイフで脅され、私の作った作文を声に出して読んだ。それだけだ。
Oh shit. They got you, man. They got you good.
そりゃ否定はしないけど、ニックにはあんたらがそう見えただろうね。だからあの時言っただろ、あんたらがかわいそうだって。本当に惨めだよ。おっさんが泣いてわめいて。ざまあみろ、バーカ。
順番だ。こういう役には多分順番がある。役を降りても誰かがすぐに代わりを演じ始める。 どうりでこの絵からなくならねえわけだ。頑張れよ、ハンジ。
エレンが食われる。ああ、エレンが思い出した会話の内容はこうだ。
私を恨んでいるか。
どうだろう。よくわからない。君も人なんか食べたくなかっただろうし。
そこから推測するに、ユミルは壁の外をうろつく巨人の一人で、ベルトルトやライナー、兄の仲間を食べたんだと思う。当然巨人は人を食べても人には戻らない。しかしライナーたちの仲間なら、それは巨人化の能力を有した人間だろう。
Gotta eat a
つま
shifter.
りは巨人がその能力を持つ人間を食べると人間に戻り、さらに相手の能力を手に入れるんだ。だとすればエレンは器であって交換可能な存在なんだ。つまりもし王政が巨人を持っていれば、エレンはそいつに食われるだろう。
我々はウォールマリア奪還のため王政を打倒します。
Oh.
もし私の推測が正しければ、今回の計画において武力を行使するつもりはありません。人を殺すこともあってはなりません。
おお、お聞かせ願おうか。そのような方法があり得るのか。
Yeah, do tell, man.
もしその根拠が違っていれば、我々は皆首をくくることになるでしょう。
ああ、なんじゃ。要はまたすべて賭け事なのか。
どうも私は博打打ちのようです。頼りは間もなく来るはずです。どうかそれまで私の子供の頃の話でも聞いて。
Yes, please.
私の父は教員でした。
Ah, from the opening.
現在の王家は本物ではありません。レイス家が本当の王家です。
なんと。
現在リヴァイたちがエレンとヒストリアの救出に動いています。
That's not gonna be easy, man.
ヒストリアレースを女王に即位させます。
Oh,
真に王家の血を継ぐ者として。
the blood of the king.
かりそめの王から冠を譲らせるわけか。真の女王に
血を流すことなく王政の打倒が叶います。民衆の前でこれまでの体制は嘘であるという宣言とともに、俺は調査兵団の表の顔を通す。お前は自分の判断に従って動け。何より次の調査兵団団長はハンジ・ゾエ。
Oh.
調査兵団を任せたぞ。
そして調査兵団は用済みになったリーブス会長を口封じのため殺害。実行犯は現在エレンを連れて逃亡中と思われる。
うまい話を考え
貴様らのやっていることは
行く当てのない人々を支援し復興を目指した。だが何者かの手によってその思いはついえた。この無念、私が必ず。
Mm.
人類は巨人から身を守るため壁の中に逃げ込み100年の平和を実現させた。しかし私はあることを疑問に思い父に質問しました。父は私の質問にはまともに答えず、そのまま授業を終了しました。しかし家に帰った後で父は私の質問に答えたのです。王政の配布する歴史書には数多くの謎と矛盾が存在すると。その後に続く父の話は子供ながらに突拍子もないと感じましたが、なぜ父がこの話を教室で話さなかったのかを察せられるほど私は賢くありませんでした。私が町の子供たちに父の話をしてその詳細を憲兵に尋ねられた。
Oh shit.
父は家には帰ってこず、遠く離れた町で事故に遭って死にました。私の密告により父は王政に殺されたのです。今から107年前、この壁に逃げ込んだ人類は王によって統治しやすいように記憶を改ざんされた。それが父の仮説です。
Alternate memories.
そんなことでも起きぬ限りはこの壁の中の社会は成立しえんからか。
はい、彼らが守りたいのは人類ではなく、彼らの庭付きの家と地位だけ。むしろ自分たちの権利が脅かされるのなら、その相手が誰だろうと排除する。父は人の持つ欲と愚かな息子によって殺されたのです。そしていつの間にか父の仮説は私の中で真実となり、私の人生の使命は父の仮説を証明することとなったのです。
兵長、どうしたら。早くしないとエレンが。
落ち着け。奴らは馬車を使ってる。レイス橋梁地まであと1日はかかるはずだ。その間になんとか策を講じるしかね
え。兵長、足音です。こっちに向かってきます。
Oh shit. Wow, that episode. Good stuff, man. Really good. But yeah, man, by the end of this episode, the scouts are completely vilified, man, through the smear campaign, right? This false narrative that's being put out there. And now they're being hunted. And like they're on the run. The Levi squad's on the run. And also, you know, in pursuit of Lord Race, or at least they're trying to get to Lord Race and Eren and Historia. You know, I think I'm gonna jump right to the beginning of the episode because the episode jumped right into Historia's backstory, man. They didn't, you know, mess around. Got right into it. The much anticipated backstory for Historia, for me at least, you know, it's something I really, really needed. And I got it, man. I finally got it. Not only did I get some backstory on Historia, I also got backstory on the commander himself. Damn, man. To get flashbacks or backstories for two prominent characters in the story, yeah, you know, good stuff, man. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Alright, so let's get into it. Historia's backstory. Now, this is not the definitive backstory, though. And I say that because I felt that there's some inconsistencies there. I'll get into it. You know, there's a few things not kind of adding up. But yeah, you know, it takes me to that ranch. You know, Sunnis brought it up in the last episode. So she was born there. She was kept there, you know, out of sight, out of the public's eye. It's a sad upbringing, man. Heartbreaking, actually. You know, it brought me to tears at one point. You know, her mom wanted nothing to do with her, man. She honestly looked at her like she's a monster. She was like disgusted by her. She just couldn't stand her. So that in itself is so sad, man, for a child to be in that position. So much for a mother's unconditional love, right? This lady just absolutely, she's disgusted by Historia. Mother of the year over here. You know, at one point she decided that she's gonna jump on her mom and, you know, go for a hug just to see her reaction, you know, because she's longing for some kind of connection. But her reaction, her mother's reaction, holy shit, man, god damn, like, she shoves her aside, you know, quite aggressively. You know, she hurt her, she made her bleed, so she's really aggressive. And you know, and Historia is so, you know, young and innocent that even this aggressive rejection kind of made her happy, you know, because it was something, you know, it was some kind of connection. It's the first thing her mother did, so, you know, even that made her happy. So, you know, it was just so sad, man. I remember just like looking at the screen after that happened, just being so emotional, man, because it's a child, man. And later on, she dispatched her so easily, man. She straight up said, oh, I have nothing to do with her. I'm not the mother of this girl. And even right before she got executed, she said, I wish I never had you. The last thing her mother said to her before she died. You know, I mentioned a mother's love is unconditional. You know, no, not in this case. You know, because of that reason, you know, a few times I thought maybe she isn't her biological mom. But then, you know, that last scene before she got executed basically confirmed it, right? She basically said, you know, if I didn't have you, if only I didn't have you. So, I mean, it is her biological mom. But holy shit, is she a bad person, man. Now, I spoke of the execution, Historia's mom. Kenny, Mr. Kenny showed up again. Now, he told Lord Race that, he might be acting a bit rashly, that he might be a little bit spooked because of the recent fall of Maria. Now, that's interesting, right? That he shows up a few days after the fall of Maria. So he's clearly spooked about something. He's concerned about something. Something has changed, and he needs her now for something. And, it's because that's his blood. She carries the blood of the king, that bloodline. And I think it's actually possible that he might know the reason the Colossal and the Armored showed up. They came for the coordinate, man. That's the mission. And I think he knows this. All right, so let's track back a bit. The inconsistencies, the things that are not adding up in this backstory. First thing, how the hell did Historia learn to read and write? Because her mom did nothing with her. She was disgusted by Historia. So how did she learn? Because that is not something she just picked up on her own. Someone had to teach her. Now, I'm not sure if they have other people there, just people that take care of the place of the ranch. Maybe someone, maybe one of those people helped her out. And maybe it's just not a big deal. And my next point takes me to Historia's other mom, the black-haired lady, from the opening credits and the end credits. Now, again, I still don't know her exact relation to Historia. She hasn't been brought up. She hasn't been mentioned. Yet I feel like she is much more of a guardian figure than her actual mom. And, I'm just basing this on the opening credits and the end credits, the scenes and the imagery shown there. Is it possible that she also took care of Historia at some point? I say that, but, they confirmed that Historia, she was born there and she was kept there. So, I don't know, man. So that's the reason I say this is not the definitive backstory. There's more to it. They still haven't shown me this black-haired lady who seems to have a connection to Historia. So, it's a long season. Maybe I'll get, more of it later on down the line. Now, it's possible there is an explanation for this, given the information I got from this episode. Later on, I'm going to jump off on a tangent here, but it connects to this. So later on in the episode, Commander Smith stated that his father believed, he had a theory that the king altered the people's memories, the entire population's memories, right? So the concept of memory altering or erasing, it's out in the open now. That concept is out there. They put it out there in this episode. Now, I believe I speculated in episode 1 in the discussion that there's a possibility that Historia might be experiencing some kind of memory loss, right? Now, this is exciting because now in this episode, Commander Smith brought up, his father's theory about entire populations having their memories altered. So, if that is the case, and I do think that probably is the case, they're not going to bring up that concept without it actually being true. I think that is the case. I think his dad is onto something. His theory is correct, probably. So if entire populations can have their memory altered, what's one little girl, right? And again, there's no mention of this black-haired lady. So if I stick on that train of thought that Historia is, experiencing some memory loss, this might be the reason there's no mention of her. She still hasn't mentioned her. So that could be it. The parts of her memory that had this black-haired lady, she's lost them somehow. And off on a tangent here, but the possibility in itself that some king at some point altered the entire population's memories, that's just insane, man. And that any record of the past has been lost for all of time. How convenient, right? That being said, there are things like books, right? There are things like books. You can't erase the books, right? If someone has a physical book, someone say like Armin's parents and Armin at this point, well, I don't know if he has any more on him, but that book is there. A physical book is there, and it has history. It has illustrations. It's proof that there is something out there, right? At this point, I'm gonna treat this as a really likely possibility that this is in fact how no one seems to know anything about the outside, right? It's such a big deal. They're not just going to bring this up, they're not just going to have Commander Smith say, oh, my father theorized that they altered the entire population's memory. They're not just going to randomly throw that out there. I think that's exactly the case. And that explains so much, man. That explains so much. And that's just insane. Like, let's not even get into the ethics of that. That is just, what gives you the right to even do that to entire populations? Now, the next question becomes, how does one go about doing that? How does one go about altering like an entire population's memories? Now, the show has definitely shown me something that has controlled the masses, right? Season 2 finale, Eren controls all these titans, right? Because he has this super rare coordinate ability, right? So he was able to control all of these titans and make them attack the smiling titan and make them go after the armored, right? Like, at that point, he didn't know he was doing it, but it happened, right? And it happened because he has his coordinate ability. And, I speculated in the last episode that, this ability might belong to the royal bloodline. And at this point, it happens to be Lord Race. And, it's clear why he wants it, why he wants it back. Now, taking all that information into consideration, is it possible that this coordinate ability, it was used in altering the memories of everyone in here, right? It certainly has the range and the capacity to control the Titan masses, right? As I saw in the season 2 finale. So it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that it could have other uses. Oh man, so that means if this coordinate ability was used to alter the memories, that means the king at that time had use of this. He had this in his possession, right? But now Eren has it. At this moment in time, Eren has it. So at what point and how did that king lose this ability, right? And then at what point did Grisha get it? And how the hell did Grisha get this at some point? Because he's the one who passed it on to Eren. Because I still firmly believe that Eren ate his father, and that is the reason he was able to turn back, into a human. And now he's Titan Shifter. That's a bit of a foregone conclusion at this point. So Grisha, man, I need answers about Grisha. Yeah, this guy is full of mysteries. But yeah, Rod Race tells Historia that she's special and she's the only one who could save humanity. So since I already brought up the commander and his father, let's stick to it. Let's get into that. I said in the season 2 finale, I need more substance for Commander Smith. I need more screen time for Commander Smith. I'm getting it, man. And I'm absolutely loving this because, man, this is shaping up to be the best season yet. 3 episodes in, and it's been some fantastic stuff, man. I think that this season of the show really requires the audience's undivided attention. Because if you're not paying attention, if you're not dialed in, you're gonna miss really important exposition because it's coming at us at a much quicker pace this time. But I digress. Let's get back to Commander Smith. So some really important things came out of this, right? In terms of the past and the future. Now, even as a child, the commander questioned things that didn't quite add up. He's not just going to eat up anything a figure of authority is putting out there for the masses. But later on at home, his father confirmed it for him that indeed there's much more to all of this than these government-controlled textbooks are disclosing, right? Knowledge is power, right? And if you are the source of that knowledge, then you control the narrative, right? And that's exactly what the government's done, man. They've come up with this bullshit narrative, and they've been feeding it to these people to keep them in the dark, to keep them in line. But just imagine keeping that kind of knowledge from people, man. That's just completely fucked up, man. But the commander's father's theory about, altering memories, it's logical, it's logical because how else do you go about making people forget, everything, have no recollection? So some crazy shit is at play here, man. But unfortunately, at that age, the commander didn't quite understand the importance of keeping this information to himself. But it got out, and the military police got sniff of it, and then that led to his dad being taken out, as brought up in Sunnis' story in episode 2. But the commander figured out that this isn't being done for the greater good or to protect humanity. This is for personal gain. I believe he said, they're just trying to protect their houses, lands, gardens. It's all about personal gain. So the higher ups in the government are corrupt. Surprise, surprise, right? And the moment the commander said, my mission in life is to prove my father's theory once and for all, goosebumps, man, goosebumps. And on that note, let's talk about his plans for the future. He plans on overthrowing the government, man. Because the current king is a fraud, right? And he plans on enthroning Historia as the real queen. And once again, I go back to the season 2 end credits. That final shot of everyone below a goddess-like figure. Perhaps in this case, a queen. Queen Historia. And speaking of end credits from season 2, in Historia's flashback, the book she was reading, the cover was the exact same image they showed me from the first shot in the season 2 end credits of that girl holding something. Now, on the book cover, the devil type figure is not present, but it's the same image of the girl holding something. So, yeah. A major episode for the commander. I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving this. He said basically if this doesn't come off, like, all of us are gonna hang. So, he's making the big moves, man. Major play. So, yeah, man, excited. I'm excited. And before the commander left, because, they pinned a murder on him, he left Hanji in charge of the scouts. I think that's a good choice, man. That's a great choice. Because Hanji is someone who's inquisitive, right? She has an inquisitive mind. She's out there searching for answers. She's analytical. So I think that's a great choice. And speaking of Hanji, there's actually a few great scenes including Hanji. The first scene I'm talking about is with Sunnis, who actually ended up being quite a fascinating character. It's quite a shift from the scrub I saw in episode 1. See, now this is an individual that might not actually be a bad person per se. It's a gray area, Yes, he's killed people, but that's like part of his job, because he has, he certainly feels he's doing it for the greater good. He's got this belief, this misplaced belief in this, the king's peace, and he feels like it's justified. Now, see, he said something to Hanji that really got to her, and it really made her question herself, and some doubt crept in, perhaps she's questioning the morality of all of this. Essentially, he's saying that there's always going to be someone next in line, taking the role, stepping in. Part of it kind of sounded like Hydra, right? Cut off one head, 2 more are going to take its place. So, basically, like, there's always a replacement. But, my other take on this, so it's kind of being implied that this is a perpetual cycle. Now it's the scouts' turn. And just like Sunnis, the scouts resorted to questionable things like torture, right? Just because they believe in their cause and they're ready to take that step. I believe he said, this role of ours has an order to it, and now, like, it's her turn, basically, right? And that she is stepping in to start it all over again. Yeah, man, fascinating character, actually, Sunnis. And then she spells it out, man, step by step, goes through it all for the Levi squad and the audience, right? So now it's officially out there, right? For the audience. Now, I believe there's more than enough information to piece this all together long before Hanji, confirms all of this. I was able to do it. I'm sure others got to the same conclusion long before Hanji, confirms it. So, as she's doing it, I'm just kind of like, I've got this smile on my face and I'm just nodding and agreeing because everything she's saying is stuff I've speculated before, right? Now, I did get something new out of this. It's something I missed. Basically, the reason Reiner was throwing those Titans in that direction, of Aaron's direction, is because he was hoping that one of those Titans is going to grab Aaron and eat him, and take the coordinate. I just didn't put that together at that point. And then, of course, Hanji theorized that if the government has their own Titan, and by the government, it's Lord Race, right, basically, that they're going to get their Titan to eat Aaron. And then I speculated that he has a candidate for that. I think it's Historia. I think he wants Historia to take this. But in order to do that, he needs Historia to turn into Titan first, right? Or, some other type of cannibalistic ritual, right? Again, I don't think Historia is going to be down for that. I don't think that's gonna happen. I know Aaron's not gonna die because, again, they showed me that scene in the cold open in episode 1. But that is the plan. It looks like, again, through Hanji, it is being confirmed that, of course, they are gonna try to use a Titan to eat Eren and transfer the coordinate ability. And I think that's about it. Man, another fantastic episode. So much great stuff came out of that. I'm just like eating this up, man. So if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys thought. A huge thank you to all the amazing patrons. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. And a reminder to anyone else, if you would like full-length reactions to Season 3, check out my Patreon. And then early access is going to come back for the next anime because I can't really do early access for a show that's airing at the moment. But it is going to return for the next anime and full-length reactions, of course. At this point, it looks like it's going to be either Death Note or Full Metal Alchemist. So yeah, go check out that poll. Alright, so that's that. I'll see you soon for the next episode. Thanks for checking this one out. Take it easy.